Sometimes people will do this and then they'll bring the clutch all the way down and then the car will start rolling back. On this video, I'm going to show you how to drive in slow traffic. Let's go. So I'm approaching a traffic jam and everyone's moving up quite slowly up there. So I'm going to reduce my speed from early and then go into first gear. Keeping a nice distance between me and the car in front, because that's one of the things that people do wrong. They get too close to the car in front and then anything that this car does, they have to respond straight away, and it's really hard to do it like that. But if you leave yourself enough room, if you let this car go forward quite a lot, anything that they do, you have time to react to it, you have time to think about what you're doing with your pedals, and it's a lot easier. So like this, keeping my distance, bring my clutch just to the biting point. I'm not using any gas at the moment because I don't really need to at this time. Just using the clutch to go really slowly. And you notice I'm bringing the clutch up a bit and then down a little bit, because if I bring up all the way, yeah, it might be too fast for what I'm trying to do. So to control that, I'll bring my clutch down. This way I can go really slow. Yeah, now it's getting a bit hilly as well. So when it's a bit hilly, you might want to use a bit of gas in the background just to help it out. Yeah, so a bit of gas in the background will make it a bit smoother. Not too much, because you don't want so much gas when your clutch is halfway down like this, especially for a long period of time, because it's going to burn out the clutch otherwise. Just having it there is enough for the car to move super slow. Yeah, remember, up like this is too fast, and straight away I get towards this car. So to control it, I bring it just around the biting point. Sometimes people will do this and then they'll bring the clutch all the way down and then the car will start rolling back, you see. So to prevent yourself from rolling back all the time, don't bring the clutch all the way down when you're trying to slow down like this. Just bring it down a little bit around the biting point. That way, you see, it doesn't go back. You can even stop it still like this. It doesn't go back. Then when I'm ready to move again, bring up a bit more, and then that way it's nice and smooth without it rolling backwards. Another mistake you want to avoid making is constantly being on the brake. So lots of learners here will be banging on the brake like this and then trying to move again, trying to be really quick, and then banging on the brake again. That's not a really smooth way to drive. Don't try to keep up with this person in front. Just do your own thing like this and keep your distance and approach them slowly. That way you're not having to accelerate quickly and then having to brake really hard as well. Yeah, and when you want to brake softly, use your clutch first. So if I want to come to a full stop, I'm not going to brake first. I'll put my clutch down a bit first, all the way actually, and then brake gently. So that way it's nice and smooth. Because if I was to try to brake first and then clutch down afterwards, there's a strong chance that the car's going to struggle and then eventually stall. So like now, if I'm coming to a stop and then I use my brake first, you see the car's shaking. It almost stalled and then it had to brake hard. It was quite violent. So to make that smoother, clutch first and then brake after. Okay, just like here, clutch first and then barely touching the brake, because I'm already going uphill anyway and I'm going slowly, so I don't need to brake hard, because lots of learners brake too hard when they're going really slow. Here we're joining a dual carriageway, but as you can see it's quite slow moving traffic. So this is going to be a good example as to how to drive in this kind of road when the traffic is moving slow. So I'm just looking to my right for a gap, and this person, I thought they raised their hand but they didn't, so I'm not going to go in there. So you want to make eye contact, look at their hands, look at their face, look at their headlights. So this guy's telling me to go with his hands, then I can move into the space. Yeah, so that's one thing you want to look at. You look at their hands and then look at their headlights so that you can see whether they're letting you in or not. So right now I'm doing just about over 10 miles per hour. So I'm going to go into second gear, but I'm keeping a nice gap between me and the car in front. So some learners here, because it's a 40 road, they'll feel like they have to go really fast and think, oh my god, I'm going too slow, this is a 40 road, what am I going so slowly for? But you can't go fast, everyone else around is going slowly, so it makes sense for you to go slowly as well. Yeah, don't be tempted to try to go fast or think that you're going to fail for going slowly when there's lots of traffic. You can't go fast here anyway. Yeah, then we've got cars on my right. So normally you're not supposed to pass cars using the left lane, but because these cars are slow and in traffic, then I can go past them slowly. But if there was normal traffic flow and everyone's going at a decent speed, I wouldn't be passing them on the left, but because they're going slowly and they're in traffic as well, I can pass them on the left. And you notice I've got my foot just barely touching the gas in second, and I'm keeping a nice gap between me and the car in front. And then this person is taking that space, so I'm just going to reduce my speed a little bit. so that I'm not too close to them either. I'm also looking ahead as well to see what's happening in my lane. Yeah, I can see lots of people braking, so I probably would have gone into third by now, but people are braking ahead of me, so I'm not going to go into third right now. I'm going to keep it in second for now. In some other cars, you might need to go into third based on what the revs are doing. And then mirror, mirror, signal. Let people know that I'm coming off the next exit. And once I come off, I want to be in the right-hand lane because I'm going to be turning right at the next roundabout. So if I know I'm turning right, there's no point me going over there and then coming back to the right. I'll just stick to the right because I know I'm going to be turning right soon. And then now I'm going to go slower because I don't want to zoom past all these stationary traffic or this slow-moving traffic. I'm just going to slow down a bit more, go into second, bring my clutch up smoothly while I'm braking the whole time. Into first as I'm stopping, so that when I'm ready for the next thing now when these cars start moving forward. I hear a lot of people ask me, why don't I just go into neutral or when I'm stopping like this? You can, but if you're new, this makes it easier. So once, when you're stopping, let's say I was in fourth and then I stopped in first, I'm less likely to forget this way. It's not that you have to do it this way, it just makes it easier for you to remember to go into first before you move off. So here we're going to be turning right, third exit at the roundabout. It looks like it's kind of slow traffic into there. So I'll decide whether I'm going to use second gear or not once I start moving. Yeah, so far I'm in first. Once I get to this speed, I can go into second because I'm going quite a decent pace. Slow down a bit for this van. Let me signal right as well so people know that I'm going towards the right. But it's turning red now. So now I can go back into first. Yeah, so their light is changing, so ours is going to be green now. You have a quick glance to the right. They're stopping. Yeah, nice and slow. In first for now. But now I'm going to go into second because now I'm getting a bit more speed. Checking my right mirror, my left mirror, sorry. Because I want to be on this side now. And then signal left. So you can sometimes do the roundabout in first, like the whole roundabout. It's not really smooth. It's much better to go in second gear if you're doing the right speed for second gear, get used to going to second gear so it's much easier that way. So now it's nice and clear, but I'm turning left soon, so I'm not going to go too fast. And this light might change as well, but it's still green, so I'll carry on in second. Signal left to turn left here. And then I'm still going left, so I'm going to keep my signal on. I'll go into first for this because it's quite hilly. I'm not sure if you can tell how steep it is here, but it's really steep and it's a car park and we've got this little 5 mph sign there. Those are not like official signs. I'm not going to try to do 5 on the dot, but I'm going to try my best to go slowly. And the best way to do that is in first gear, and sometimes you barely have to touch any gas to go slowly. If you're new, it's good to have your foot near the clutch as well so that you're not forgetting to clutch when you have to stop. I'm going to do a bay park, one of these bays here. Here I'm using my clutch to control how fast I'm going now, because if I bring the clutch up all the way, it's going to go too fast. So to go really slow when you do maneuvers, you have to use your clutch control like this. Get into reverse, look around, make sure everything is safe, and then slowly reversing in, checking my mirrors as well. Notice I haven't come off the clutch like this, because if I do, the car starts going faster. Yeah. And then straightening up my wheels, and clutch down first and then brake. Yeah, let's say I was out of the bay and I had to make a correction. Same thing when you're going forward as well. As the same clutch control is used to go slowly, going back and going forward. So if I'm going forward, I'll use the same kind of technique. Clutch just up a tiny bit and then down again. Yeah, up a little bit and then down. And then clutch down and brake. Into reverse. Clutch up a little bit and then down. Up a little bit and then down. If I was going uphill, this is a slight slope here, yeah? So if it was uphill, it would be a lot worse if I brought the clutch down, because the car will fly down the hill. So to avoid that, instead of bringing the clutch all the way down, what you would do is just bring the clutch just a little bit to the biting point and then up. Biting point and then down. Biting point and then down. This way, your car's not going to go flying back and it's not going to go rolling down the hill as well. Once you're in fully, clutch down, brake, handbrake on, neutral, and it's done.